Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, but the modern world is completely gone. There are no grocery stores, no fast food, no farms, no wheat fields, and not a single fruit tree that looks like the ones you buy at the market. If you think you could just walk into the woods and pick a sweet apple or find an easy berry patch, you're in for a massive shock. Almost every fruit and vegetable we eat today is a high-tech human invention, bred over thousands of years to be sweet and fleshy. Before all of that, the wild world was a harsh, bitter, and often poisonous place. So, how did our ancestors fill their tummies 50,000 years ago without starving to death? They didn't just survive, they became the ultimate biological engineers. Today, we are going to look at the three mind-blowing survival strategies ancient humans used to feast on a planet that was trying to starve them. Strategy number 1: extracting calories from things that don't want to be eaten. Take the humble acorn. If you walked out into a forest right now and ate a handful of raw acorns, you would end up severely ill. Plants protect their seeds with a chemical defense mechanism called tannins. It makes the nuts taste incredibly bitter and binds to your stomach lining, causing intense cramps and vomiting. But cavemen cracked this chemical code using a process called leaching. They realized that tannins are water-soluble. By smashing the nuts into a coarse meal and placing them in a woven basket directly inside a flowing river, the running water naturally flushes out the bitter toxins over several hours. What is left behind is a highly nutritious carbohydrate-dense paste. When baked on a hot stone over a fire, it turns into a dense, nut-flavored flatbread. This wasn't just foraging, this was the birth of food processing. But calories from plants aren't enough when winter hits. Our ancestors needed fat and protein. But think about our physical limitations. Humans are slow. We don't have sharp fangs, we don't have massive claws, and we cannot outrun a deer, a horse, or a wild boar. So, how did we catch them before we invented bows, arrows, or metal spears? We used a terrifying biological superpower: persistence hunting. Most quadrupeds, animals with 4 legs, are built for explosive speed, but they have a fatal flaw: they cannot sweat. To cool down after a sprint, they have to stop and pant. Humans, however, are covered in millions of sweat glands and have no thick fur. We are built for thermal regulation. Our ancestors would pick a target, like a massive kudu or a deer, and they would simply start walking and jogging after it. The animal would easily run away, disappearing over the horizon. But the human hunters didn't stop. They tracked it. 10 minutes later, they would appear over the hill again. The animal, unable to cool down, would panic and run again. After 2, 4, or even 6 hours of relentless chasing in the midday heat, the animal's internal body temperature would skyrocket, causing total heat exhaustion. The animal would literally collapse from fatigue, allowing the slow, sweating human to walk right up to it. We didn't hunt with speed, we hunted with endurance. But capturing the food was only half the battle. Raw meat and fibrous wild roots take an immense amount of energy for the human body to chew and digest. In fact, a chimpanzee spends up to 6 hours a day just chewing raw, tough food to get enough calories. And then everything changed when we harnessed fire. Cooking is essentially external digestion. When you apply heat to meat, the tough protein fibers denature and break down. When you cook raw, woody roots, the complex starches gelatinize, making them incredibly soft. By letting the fire do the hard work of breaking down the food before it ever touches our mouths, our bodies could absorb up to 40% more calories with a fraction of the digestive effort. This surplus of easy-cooked calories did something incredible. It allowed our digestive tracts to shrink and redirected all that extra energy straight to our brains. We quite literally cooked our way into becoming the smartest creatures on Earth. So, what did ancient humans do to fill their tummies? They didn't just pick things off trees, they used rivers to neutralize chemical poisons. They used their own sweat glands to run large animals into exhaustion, and they used fire to pre-digest their meals. Long before agriculture, our ancestors were master scientists, utilizing the laws of physics, chemistry, and biology to turn a hostile wilderness into a literal buffet. The next time you take a bite of dinner, think about the tens of thousands of generations of hungry humans who had to figure out the hard way what was safe, what was deadly, and how to cook it. If you want to see us put these ancient survival techniques to the test from absolute scratch, click that subscribe button